session of The Part-Timers, an 8-part D&D 5th edition series in which we have a young group of adventurers who are going on adventures and solving mysteries and encountering monsters. We are using the Uncaged Anthology Volume 1 for all of our adventures. Tonight's adventure is The Secret of Shadow Grove by Lynne M. Meyer. A level 4 adventure. And also, just so you know, like last week, I want to say July 2nd, the second volume of the Uncaged Anthology came out, and it looks super cool. I haven't gotten to buy it myself yet, because I'm trying to do a little bit more from the first volume, but you can always go and get it on DM's Guild, and it looks awesome, and like everyone that I've seen play, like, contribute one-shots to the Uncaged Anthology has been awesome so far, so I'm sure that it's, like, super freaking cool. But moving on to our campaign, today we have me, Cindy, otherwise known as Babble Drabble on the internet, and I will be your DM as I take us through this adventure, and I'm going to let the party members all introduce themselves. So we'll start with Evan, playing Nim.
Hello, I'm Evan Copeland. I am playing Nim, and they are a sorcerer, tiefling. My handle on social media is alphabet_Evan, and I'm happy to be here tonight.
Thank you. And next up we have Sam playing Gidget.
Hi, my name is Sam. I am playing our gnome artificer Gidget, and I am looking forward to something called Secret and Shadow in the same title. It's going to be great.
Okay, thank you, Sam. And then last for today, we have Devin playing Jobert.
Hello, I am Devin, and I play the centaur mule person, Jobert, and she's a fighter. I have no online presence, really, so I'm just Devin.
Awesome. And normally we would have Phil playing Erato, our Fakecorn rogue, but Phil had to take care of some family matters today, so he's not here, but he'll be missed. And Erato, unfortunately, came down with like a weird case of fungus rot. The suspicion is that he got it being extra friendly with one of those dryads from last time, but we don't want to judge, and I'm sure if he gets the correct medical attention, he'll be right as rain in no time. So. It's true.
Yep.
Many dryads.
I hear you actually do have to be careful, doesn't matter who you are.
Mm-hmm. Cross-pollination can be a problem sometimes.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
And also we're going to try to run a little bit, not quite as long. Sometimes we run really long. I think we once almost got to 4 hours long at one point. And we're going to try to stop at about 2 to 2.5 hours today. So yay! So anyway, you all have actually been fairly busy over the last week. Generally, the party members get a week's worth of downtime between our adventures, except when it's a two-parter. And you have time to, Gidget makes her own artifacts and objects because she's an artificer. Nim is continually making sure that their hair and clothes and person is perfect and sweet smelling. And Jobert occasionally just kicks things because she needs to make sure that she's kicking things well.
Yeah, gotta work out those gaskins.
Mm-hmm.
That's an equine term for you.
Mm-hmm. Thank
I got
you.
it.
I didn't.
High-five, Evan.
I think we've all learned something.
Wait, do humans have gaskins?
No?
Okay.
I haven't gotten that far.
I don't know human anatomy. I just know horse anatomy.
Characters made for you. I love it.
All right.
All right. Okay. So, but instead of being able to stay around around the tavern on the Fledgling Foxtrotter, you guys were sent fairly early off to a large town. The town's name is Stagmore. It took you several days to travel there. It's not a city by any means, but whereas you've been to Fledgling Foxtrotter, and that's literally one tavern at a crossroads, and you've been to several small villages that are mostly just residential areas, last time you did end up being kind of a small town where there were some shops. But this one is actually like a town proper where there's numerous businesses. There's commerce going on. There's tourism involved. It's up and coming. There's a lot of construction happening. And the reason that you were asked to travel there is that Mavis had heard that there was a noble who was asking for adventurers to come and check out a cult in a neighboring village that he was concerned about. And so you've had, it took you a few days to travel to Stagmore, and when you got there, you had time to kind of look around, to talk to people, to buy a few items that you may have needed, to take in like some puppet shows. They're actually well-crafted puppets, and it's impressive. And just kind of asking around about who this nobleman can be. And you were directed to Lord Valinder O'Madi, a male human noble. He has long blonde hair, amber eyes, a lean face. You've seen his portrait around. He likes to finance construction projects, and then there's a little plaque with his visage nicely etched into them, so you've gotten to see how he spreads his wealth. But before we jump right into meeting Lord Odami, is there anything that you guys would have wanted to or needed to do while in Stagmore, since it's a larger place?
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
And I have bought a couple puppets.
Yes.
And I will have purchased some health potions, or perhaps a greater healing potion.
Okay. Health potions are, in this town, they're 10 gold a piece for common, and if you want greater, they're 30 gold a piece. And you would have been able to find, like, 3 healing potions and 1 greater healing potion.
All right, I'll get those 3 health potions.
And I will purchase. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just doing basic math right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So 30 plus 30 is 60 gold?
I'm actually just going to stick with the 3 health potions.
Okay, 30 gold.
And I will purchase the greater.
Okay, that'll be 30 gold then, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Sam?
I have also purchased an umbrella.
Good. The umbrellas, there's common colors in town, and one very common color combination is ruby red and gold. It seems to be the colors of House Odami. And the puppets you could buy, they were dragonborn puppets. Some of them were also dragon puppets, and they came in all the different shades of monochromatic and metallic.
So 2 dragonborn puppets then.
Mm-hmm.
How much is the gold dragon puppet?
The gold dragon puppet wouldn't have been too terribly expensive. It would have been a silver.
Okay. How many silvers make up a gold?
10.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Just check.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to purchase a gold dragon puppet.
Okay. It's very finely done. It looks like some of the scales are actual real gold foil.
Oh. Is it a puppet or a marionette or?
It's like a little, it's like a hand puppet.
Gotcha, okay.
Can I get like a marionette?
Yes. And those come in humanoid and tiefling. Or sorry, human and tiefling.
Okay.
Was there one you were hoping for, Sam?
Nope. Human and tiefling are just fine.
And the tieflings come in different shades. It's not just red. There's like blue ones and purple ones for the different like lords of the Nine Hells.
Perfect. And then I have a near light.
I like that you're asking the real question, Sam.
These are important for future endeavors.
I see this. I see it.
How much are the tiefling ones again?
These are cheaper. They're only about 5 coppers per puppet.
Oh. Why are they so cheap?
There's no precious or semi-precious material on them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just that plentiful.
They're like made of fabrics and wood and things like that.
Gotcha. And you said they're 5 copper?
Yep. 10.
And how many?
10 copper make 1 silver.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing math. So I think it's 100 copper make 1 gold.
Right. Gotcha. That'd be 95. Gotcha. And I would like to buy one. I don't remember what color though.
Of tiefling?
Yeah.
There's like gold and red and purple and blue and gray.
Let's go with gray.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything. I'm pretty enamored with these 2 puppets that look like me. I mean, the one puppet that looks like me and then the other one.
This is exciting. I'm enjoying this.
Very good. Okay, so you bought some puppets and you bought some healing potions. Is that pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you all would have been able to stay at an inn in Stagmore, which is where if you'd asked about a noble looking for adventures, you would have been sent over to Lord Odami, who would have, and they would have sent like cards ahead to let him know. And he sent one back that was very finely made, nice and stiff, with nice calligraphy written on it, with his full name and his estate, and letting you know that he has a job for you and will be paid well for your services if you choose to come. And so you're asked to meet him one morning. And you go to his house, which is large and brick. It looks sturdy and well appointed. There is a nice little crest of an iron fist on top of it, and a little placard by the front door letting you know who lives there. It seems like Lord Odami lives alone at this point. And if you rang the doorbell, it would have been answered and stated your business and then been brought in. And as you head inside, large, heavy doors open and you're ushered into an audience chamber. And a man of noble status is gazing thoughtfully out of the window over at the busy street below. He seemingly takes no notice of your arrival until the doors close behind you, the servant leaving you alone with him. And then he turns, his amber eyes scrutinizing each of you for several long, uncomfortable moments, before he finally smiles and says, "Welcome, friends. I have need of your services."
Well, hi there. I am Jobert Perkins. This is Gidget, and this is Nim.
Yes, I appreciate you meeting me. One of my valets has gone missing in a neighboring town. I'd asked him to look into a cult that's been causing some trouble in the woods around, and he hasn't come back, and it's been over a week at this point. I'm getting quite worried about him, and I would appreciate it if you could go and find him, if possible, or at least bring back his body, and you'd be paid well for it.
How well?
If he's dead, only 50 gold apiece. If he's alive, 150 apiece.
Hmm.
Yes?
You know what
I'm sorry, what was this?
do we know what the cult is?
That's what I sent him to find out. People say the woods are haunted, people go missing, there are strange noises at night, and that's simply not good for business. I'm hoping to expand further down the road, and I can't have travelers afraid to go down the road.
Could you describe this missing valet and perhaps give a name?
Yes, his name is Brogel Grotsk. Shaggy brown hair, usually keeps it tied at the nape of his neck. Has a scar going down this side. Usually is wearing a burgundy vest with a patch with the crest of our house on it.
And a human?
Yes, he is human.
Which direction in the town is the cult apparently active?
I thought they were out in the woods.
Well, I mean, are there woods surrounding the town, or is this like a specific direction out of town?
Yes, the town is Anamdael. It's about a half, depending on if you have horses, I suppose. It's about a half a day's journey down the road towards the southeast. As you've noticed, we're quite a wooded area, although there are fields in between in which our farmers, I suppose, do their farming thing. And then there are the Anamdael woods, which I believe are right around that area. I haven't traveled to Anamdael myself. Never really wanted to, but business goes where business is.
Is it a small town, or is it a large town?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't been, and Brogel was to bring back information. I imagine it's small. I've been looking into placing bids on the town, and they haven't been willing to sell. But I don't think that's because I'm offering too little money. So I think it's rather small.
You know, I have just learned that you could buy a town. I learned that today.
Oh, of course.
Didn't know you could do that.
Well, not everyone can buy a town, but I certainly could.
That's great.
Indeed.
Is there anything else you would like to tell us before we set off on our adventure?
If he is dead and you can gather information about the cult, that would also be helpful. I do eventually need information about it.
I think that should be doable.
So we are in agreement. There's a contract.
If he is dead, it was 50 gold pieces.
Yes.
If he is dead and we get information, 75 to 100 apiece.
Depending on what the information is, yes.
Deal.
Deal.
All right then.
Right, well, you have a pleasant journey, I suppose. Harold? And the door opens and the servant immediately snaps to, bows, and gestures for you to come out.
All right. I will clip clop that way and briefly whisper to Harold.
Oh.
Is your name Harold, or are you a herald, or is it both?
Oh, well, I'm Herald to the master, if that is what he wishes, so I am Herald. I haven't asked how he spells it, so I'm afraid I actually don't know. I assumed it was a given name, but now that you've mentioned it, now I have my doubts.
Oh.
But I'm not.
Poor Meyer.
But I'm not a herald. I'm more. I would say not a herald. I feel like I'm more of like a steward, perhaps like a steward that feels like I believe that's my job title. In fact.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Good question, though, Gilbert.
Thanks. It was, one of those things I wonder about every now and again.
Can Gidget do an insight check on Lord whatever the name was?
Tommy, yes.
To make sure that the information he was giving us was like all of it?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
Give me a second. There we go. 15?
15? With a 15, you feel like he's given you information, but there was something that he was holding back. You're not. He just wasn't telling you like one like piece of information, and you're not. I don't think you can quite pinpoint what that is. Mm-hmm.
They never tell us the full information.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out, like, if it was a lot of it or a little bit of it. So, I mean,
it's really
I guess
just
it's one thing, just not going to worry about it.
Yeah, it's just like one piece of information. Like, you're not getting that he was like constantly like skirting around things, but there was something that he wasn't telling you. You think it has something to do with like him? Like his feelings or something?
Well, Gidget's honestly not very good with feelings, so she'll get that idea and she'll be like, too messy to deal with.
Very well. Okay. And so you all head out of town, and it is a nice, pleasant day, a nice, pleasant summer day, and you are able to get, if you ask in town, you're able to get a map that shows you where to go, and you head down the road, and go past the fields where you can see that there are like cattle grazing, and then you head into woods, but they're quite beautiful actually. You recall going to the town over in that valley and how the woods seemed rather macabre and unwelcoming, and these are full of life. The trees are old and seem well cared for. You can hear animals rustling, and if you're walking especially quietly, you might see deer in the middle of the road, and when they catch sight of you, they dart on by. And it just seems like a very lovely place to be. And then you come across an ancient stone bridge, and you can see that there's a sign pointing ahead, proclaiming that Anamdael is there. You can hear a river flowing underneath this stone bridge, and you look down, and there is a fairly wide river, about 30 feet wide, below you. And on the other side of the bridge, there is a tree. It's a particularly large tree, and it seems to be occupying a space of its own. And as you approach, you can hear birds cawing towards each other, just two of them. But they're hidden in the dense foliage of the tree. And as you cross the river, you see a third, and you catch sight of this one, and it is black. It appears to be a raven. And underneath that tree is a figure. She appears to be an old woman washing clothes in a basin with a washboard. And as you step onto this side of the river, the woman calls at you. "Oh, dear. Yes, dears. My dears. Coin for an old woman. It would be helpful if you would. Blessings upon you. Coin for an old woman."
What's the coin for, old woman?
"I don't ask you what you use your coin for. You don't ask me what I use my coin for. You don't talk this way to your elders, young man, woman, neuter, young person."
That's my coin right now, and I want to know what my coin will be used when it becomes your coin.
Your coin becomes the coin of whoever needs it if you're true of heart, so coin, please.
Gidget, pulls out, 2 coins and hands them to her.
Yeah. And then, I guess, Gilbert is going to look kind of give kind of a sorry look toward Nim and hand her a little silver.
Oh, well, some of you know how to treat an old woman.
She is old looking, though.
She's quite old. She has a long chin, and she has so many wrinkles just radiating like water from her eyes, and deep lines along her mouth, and a big checkered kerchief on her head. The sleeves of her shirt rolled up, and her hands are red and pruny from washing.
Nim is going to take a piece of silver in their 2 fingers and flick it over her right shoulder.
And she's like, what? Well, I thought some of you had manners, but I'm not sure all of you. And she turns towards Gidget and Jobert and says, "Mother's blessing upon you, and you." And she looks directly at Gidget. "I see that you truly have a heart that is pure and good. And I believe that you are worthy of this." And she reaches underneath her kerchief and her dress, and she pulls off a necklace with a small wooden token on it. And she hands it to Gidget.
"Well, Gidget got a necklace."
Congratulations. I thought she was going to catch that silver piece out of the air.
No, she made no move to do it, and is now currently ignoring it in favor of giving Gidget this. It looks like that, a strophalus. That's what's on the wooden piece, and she tells you that as long as you have this token, you will always benefit from Mother's blessing, and you will always be within her bosom.
Well, that's nice. I never knew my mom.
Oh, well, she will be your mother. She is a mother to any in need.
Oh, no.
Who doesn't want to be amongst bosom?
There's...
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's very... Well. Anyways, I want to make sure I caught all of that because it froze on me for a minute.
yeah.
So it's a token that has a little maze design on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's called a strophalos.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep. And I'm not sure that, I think Twitch has gone weird.
Yeah.
Is it all of Twitch or is it me?
I haven't tried to get onto my Twitch onto my Twitch login, so
It may.
And I don't have one.
I feel like there's something weird about our internet today, Sam. I've been dropping a large amount of frames on OBS, and I usually don't drop anywhere near this many, so who knows?
So is Twitch just not working?
I think Twitch is working. I think it's me. I think it's our internet connection, maybe.
Oh. Yeah, because Sam and Cindy have frozen quite a bit in the last few minutes, and Devin, you have not at all.
Okay.
Sam, are you frozen?
Oh, I think Sam's frozen.
Sam's frozen.
Oh.
Or she's just really good at statuing.
I think she's just straight up frozen. Oh, there she goes.
On your Twitch channel, it says there was a network error. Please try again.
All right. I'm going to stop recording then.
Okay.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. I think we've been having network troubles today because there's been a lot of like furious thunderstorms that happened for like 5 minutes and then stop. So I think it's affecting our internet connection. And because this game is being run through my internet connection, it affects the whole gosh dang game. But at least so far, it doesn't look like we're dropping as many frames as we were before the restart. So hopefully we're just good to go. Twitch is just about figuring out technical problems. But I'm learning a lot. All right. So when last we left, you had met this old peasant woman who was underneath a tree near the bridge watching some clothes with some ravens overhead. And she had demanded coin from the travelers, and Nim had seemed as though they weren't willing to give out their coin at first, and then flicked it at her and she didn't catch it. Whereas Gidget offered up, I think it was 2 gold pieces, right? And Joe Burt offered up like 1 silver, I think it was. And both of them received Mother's blessing, while in addition, Gidget received a necklace with a wooden token of Strophalos on it. So, yes. And so that's where we are.
Can I ask the old lady what her name is? Old lady?
I am old. I am known as Old Hazel because everyone's agreed I'm old, and I agree that I'm old as well. Do you know how many years years I've been alive?
Oh,
I'm going to guess quite a few.
Oh, I want a real guess, dear. Give me a guess.
301.
Well, I wish, young person, I wish I were. But no, I am tragically not that old.
75.
75.
27.
27. Young person, I don't even think you know ages.
112?
112. Well, I hope to be 112. No, I'm only 84 years young.
I was the closest.
You were, without going over. And the prize for that is my presents, because it's a present, dear.
Because I find this weird lady delightful, I want to offer her a vial of acid.
Why would I need a vial of acid, dear? What do you think I'm doing? These stains aren't that tough.
No. It's great, because say you have another traveler who comes across and they are...
A burglar?
Yes, this vial of acid, personally made by me, is a gift that you could toss at them and, like, dissolve their clothes off or something.
Oh.
It only works on clothing, not on flesh, not indiscriminately.
It totally works on flesh, too. If you wanted to pour it over their head, kickstart the entire dissolving the skin process, end up with a lovely skull at the end of it, it'll be great.
Well, I have the mother's blessing, so I don't need any additional assistance. But I appreciate the sentiment, young person. And so, yes, this is now mine, thank you. And she takes it.
Who is this mother?
Our mother is the one that looks over Anamdael, protecting the vulnerable and preventing the wicked from crossing into our domain.
So she's a giant because she watches over?
You
I
don't
see that. You take that literal there, Nim.
you don't have to be a giant to watch over people.
You could also fly.
Right.
That sounds accurate, yes.
So what is the mother?
Well, you know, mother is one that watches over us.
Sort of like a local goddess. Local goddess of some kind.
Oh, I wouldn't call her a goddess, but she is quite divine.
Have you met this person?
Yes, I have met her many times.
Where?
Well, you know, here and there.
Outside of your head?
Oh, Nim.
I believe you're implying something unsavory. I'm glad I didn't take those reluctantly given coins, young person. I don't even know if you'll be having a very good time here at all. You seem like the sort of creature that mother wouldn't take kindly to. And she looks real hard at you.
And Jobert's gonna pat Nim on the shoulder. Nim's just had a time of things, you know. I'm guessing. I don't actually know Nim. I don't know anything about you. You don't talk to me much.
Well,
Thank you, Fair Donkey, for trying to defend me. I'm just trying to ask questions of, what was her name? Old woman?
Old Hazel.
Old Hazel woman.
Old Hazel.
The woman.
A woman.
Are you a witch, as in witch Hazel?
That would be incredible if I were.
I feel like she would have caught my silver piece if she was the witch.
Are witches known for their mobility? And
I mean, they fly on a broom, so they're fairly mobile.
I don't think all of them do.
How would you know that if you weren't a witch?
How would you know that if you weren't a witch?
I think I need a book on this subject.
But I am, sort of?
You're a witch?
Sort of?
What does that
Just
mean?
magic. Just magic.
I mean, sorcerer, witch.
No, those are incredibly different things. Witches work hard for their power. Sorcerers, you just get it. I don't even think you have to try.
That is true, I guess. I think.
You just thank Mummy and Daddy for what they've given you, and sometimes you don't even do. Sorcerers are very entitled and ungrateful. I have not encountered such a creature in a millennia.
Old ladies sitting under a tree with a wash basin that don't catch silver pieces are very presumptuous.
Well, I see everything that happens here, so I know things, yes.
Oh,
Are you the mother?
Everybody who comes around here?
Oh, yes, I see everyone.
Have you ever met a human fellow with brown shaggy hair and a burgundy vest? Goes by the name of Groggle-Gratski? Groggle-Gratsk?
Broggle?
Groggle?
Oh, yes, he's a real piece of shit.
Oh,
Wait, Groggle or Broggle?
I didn't
I
ask
heard
for his
Groggle.
name, I just know he's a real piece of shit.
Well, if you don't know his name, how do you know that it's him being a piece of shit?
well, I just gave a perfect description.
I got it right in the old Mines Theater, if you will.
That's fair point.
So this human about going on a week ago arrived and was, as you say, a piece of shit?
Oh, yes, he was very rude to me. He attempted to throw rocks at my ravens. He was just a real piece of shit, and I was like, you should give coin to an old lady, and he was like, fuck you, I get coin, I don't give coin, and I was like, well, I want none of you.
And did he go on out toward the village, or...
He did indeed, he's been there since.
Oh, well.
Mm-hmm. From what I hear, he's getting his comeuppance.
No.
What does that mean?
Well, the mother watches out for all of us, and her justice is
What does that mean?
swift.
What were your ravens doing to deserve the rocks?
How dare you? My ravens are but beautiful creatures, and they would never harm anyone that didn't do something first. They're beautiful creatures.
You know, Nim, that could be called blaming the victim.
Yes, I believe it could. Yes.
Oh, I wasn't blaming or suggesting anything. I was just wondering what they were doing when they.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps you're also the kind of person that asks what someone's wearing, huh? That sounds like it. That sounds exactly like what you would ask.
Oh, I don't know if Nim
No.
did that.
No, I don't tend to victim shame, but I just have a feeling you're calling people pieces of shit and you don't even know them.
I know what's in their heart. I have sight into that sort of thing. Because I spent
are you
many long years studying it instead of just getting things.
Are you the mother?
Well, I would love to be the mother.
Okay. Well.
Could we meet this mother?
I think that depends on how you comport yourself in town, yes. I think some of you, and she points directly at Gidget and Jober, some of you might be worthy of meeting the mother. Others might get to meet the mother but not be happy about meeting the mother and is just looking at him.
Maybe I won't be happy to meet the mother. Maybe she won't be happy to meet me.
No.
Oh, Nim.
Well,
sure
that
you'll
could be
meet them.
true. The mother doesn't always like meeting people, but she still does meet them, even if they don't want her to.
Does all the town talk with the mother?
Not all.
Is it
Why
a
not all? Oh, sorry. Sorry, Gidget.
See, you shouldn't interrupt people.
Is it a large town? Do you guys celebrate anything?
I mean, we celebrate life and freedom and justice and mercy are things that everyone should celebrate, really.
Yeah.
Do you pay homage to the mother at any particular time of the year?
Do we pay homage to her?
Well, you know, everybody's got a different accent.
I'm really enjoying her being a piece of being an asshole to Nim. Yes, we pay homage to her whenever we need to, whenever it's appropriate.
When is it appropriate?
When it's appropriate.
Who determines that?
I think we all do in our hearts.
Can I just have Rentalk fly around the tree a little bit?
Okay, yeah. So Rentalk is your little clockwork bird?
Yeah, he's the homunculus that I have. He's a little clockwork bird, and I wanted to see if he could fly around and just notice anything. Because I can kind of, let me double check. Okay, I can see.
And I'd like to do an insight check on the little old lady.
Mm-hmm. This perfect angel of a woman, yes, of course.
And I got a 6.
Yeah, you believe her? You think she's upright and forthright? You think, she's one of those old ladies that, she's reached a certain age and she does not give a shit.
What kind of, you did an insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to do an insight check too. I smell religious zealot bullshit, so. That is a 14.
14.
Cross the bridge into Kentucky.
With a 14 in insight, you get that she's definitely she's not telling you everything she knows. She's keeping things back, but she is also sort of weighing and judging each of you as you talk, and you feel like she is harshly judging you. But not so harshly judging Gidget and Jobert. Bless you. And then
Nim's tail is swishing in agitation.
And the wind sort of whistles past the many sharp blades upon it, and that nice little shing shing that movie swords do. So
can I also do would it be Arcana on the mother to see if I know anything?
Okay.
Or maybe it's a history, I'm not sure.
You can do Arcana if you want. Sam, can you give me a perception check for Rentalk?
15.
15. Okay. With a 15, what you notice in this tree is that there are 3 ravens. 2 of them are quite close to the other. 2 of them are quite close to each other, while the third is a little bit higher up. And with a 15, what you can notice is that the one higher up, the 2 that are lower down and kind of together are they're kind of minding their own business. They're like picking at the tree. One of them sees an insect and darts after it. But then the one that's by itself higher up, it is actually leaning down and looking intently with an unexpected intelligence down at you.
Down at us as a group, or at like one of us in particular?
Down at you in a group.
Okay.
You can tell that it is also like minutely swinging its head when someone talks, as though focusing on that person. And it doesn't seem to be paying Rentalk any mind.
Okay.
And that's kind of all that's really all that's in the tree. And then for our Arcana with Nim?
I got a 13 plus 6, so a 19.
Okay. With a 19 Arcana check, and you're thinking about the mother.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with a 19, it's not terribly uncommon to call someone high up in a religious order or school or denomination mother, but usually it's kind of like a title, like a prefix, like mother whomever. But if you were going, but you also know that among specifically hags, it is quite common to call them just by a generalized title like auntie or mother or grandmother. And so that kind of jumps out in your brain as you think about what you know about magical creatures.
Hag, specifically.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And old Hazel tells you that you can always go in town, and that you can the best place to stay would be the inn, the Copper Kettle. It's one inn. We have one inn, but you're free to stay there. It's a nice place. I believe there's rooms and food, and Lunelli. And I believe her name is Milsey. They make a fine meal. And if you're shitheads anywhere, he's there.
Oh, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
I'm gonna call Rim.
What's that?
I was gonna say I'm gonna call Rim to talk back to me and have them land on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nim will walk over and pick up the silver piece.
Well, it's between her and the tree.
Okay, so I couldn't reach it.
I mean, you can, but if you go over, she kind of wiggles back in, so it would be awkward for you to get it.
I'll walk over with a gold piece and bend right down into her face and hold it up and say to go with the other one.
She doesn't take it. She just kind of looks at you.
And I drop it into her wash basin.
She's just dead eyeing you.
And I'm returning the dead eye.
Well, the two of you have a lovely time. And she shoves the coins in her bosom, and then goes to vigorously washing. Might be a tablecloth.
Nim still hasn't taken their eyes off of her, hasn't blinked as they back away and they start to walk.
And Jobert's going to take Nim by the hand and
make sure he doesn't run anything. If she doesn't run anything, it doesn't run anything. I can't talk to me.
They don't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make sure they don't get into any trouble here.
What is Nim's passive perception again?
12.
12. As you guys leave, you very faintly hear her call something after you, but you're not sure what it is.
Can I, as we start walking away, I wanted to see if I could send Rentalk just to fly kind of above us and do an active perception.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So as we're walking, if it notices anything. That's going to be a dirty 20.
All right. One thing that Rintalk does notice is that shortly after you all leave, Old Hazel, a raven flies overhead, going in the general direction of the town. And that would...
I think those ravens are messengers of some sort. The one is very intelligent. Just an idea.
So we should probably be prepared for anything.
To be watched.
Mm-hmm. So.
I think Nim is going to pull Heart Hook out of their hair and make it full size, just in case.
So what does Heart Hook look like again?
A gigantic crochet needle.
Is it, like, what color is it?
It's the color of, like, a bleached bone. And it's got, like, sigils and runes all over it in, like, gold.
Yeah. So you take it out, it flashes gold, growing large and kind of this very pale white color in your hand. And Rintalk looking out ahead of you, so you can kind of tell when you're approaching the town. It's a small village, just kind of built haphazardly. There appears to be like one large building. There's also like some horse stalls. There is like a tannery that you can kind of smell. There are a bunch of small residential areas. There are some small residential gardens that you can see. And almost as soon as you get in, you see this large, well-kept building with fine lacquered wood on it and a sign with a big copper kettle on it that says the Copper Kettle.
Well, this must be it then. Yeah.
I think this is the Copper Kettle.
Oh, sure.
Yep, it's the Copper Kettle.
All right.
Should we go in and get a room?
You can hear laughter and conversation and smell something savory and flavorful coming from there.
See if good old Graggle's in.
I'm just gonna start
Groggle. Groggle. I heard Groggle.
I heard Broggle.
And I heard the ogle part, that's why I wasn't sure.
Broggle? It's Brogle. Brogle, maybe? Broggle? Brogle. B-R-O-G-O.
I never hear names right.
Brogle. Grotsk. All right. Can we agree that his name was Grotsk?
Grotsk.
Yes.
Brogle.
Grotsk.
You're just gonna walk into the end.
Okay.
All right. You open the door, and laughter and conversation and the aroma of good food spills out. And you see that inside it's rather modest looking. There are just a few tables, a bar at one side, a fireplace keeping things warm and cozy, and everything seems just to be brimming with warmth and joviality until the three of you walk in. It's kind of that record scratch, and everything stops. And there is a woman with a long silvery braid behind the counter talking to some people, and after a second she notices the pause and then looks up and looks at the three of you and smiles and says, "Greetings, travelers." And at that everyone kind of takes their key and resumes conversation.
Can I be wearing the thing that she gave me on the outside? Just I went ahead and just popped it over my head because it was on a string, right?
Yeah, it was like a necklace. She was wearing it.
Okay. You like rooms?
Yes, we have several rooms. We only have one visitor right now, so you have your pick.
Do you have anything on the first floor?
First floor.
Or I could also park it in the stable. That's fine.
No, I'm sorry. Our guest rooms are on the second floor. We do, however, have coaches and horse stalls. In fact, where you would feel most comfortable.
Whoa. Why would she feel most comfortable there?
She specifically said that she might like to stay in the stalls, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just that stairs. I just want to avoid stairs. Not a fan, really.
Oh, is it sort of an injury that you have that prevents you from moving up?
It's mostly just the four legs together and then the weight.
Ah, well, we've had rather hefty looking, I think partially ogre or giant individuals come in from time to time, and they've managed to stay in the stairs. We're made of strong pine wood. It's very sturdy. We've stood for many years. I don't think you have to stay with the horses unless you want to, but it's fully your choice.
Does the stairs look wide enough for me to get up them? Like, can I get at least one dinner plate hoof on levels, or are they kind of rickety?
I mean, if a giant made it up the steps.
Yeah, that's true.
Wasn't it? Yeah. It looks like you could make it. And the stairs aren't just like slats like that. They actually look like it's a full staircase, like built in, where like the side is covered, and where like a small orphaned boy might be locked into if his terrible foster parents didn't like him and thought he was the Antichrist.
All right then. Then I suppose I'll get a room upstairs then. Anybody want to share a room or no? I sleep standing up, so I don't take up a bed.
I'll share a room. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Are there two rooms that are connected that are like primo?
Primo.
Is it like primo, guys? I want a primo room. Okay.
You guys don't have that word here? Primo?
I'm afraid
No, I
we
just
just
like it.
don't use it very often.
I don't use it, but now I am gonna use it.
We have rooms that are adjacent, but I'm afraid none of them have doors between them.
I might be able to magic a door between them. We'll see.
Oh, I would prefer it if you didn't renovate the inn.
What? What are you talking about?
It sounds.
Oh, that was a joke. Yeah, I think Nim was joking.
Oh,
I don't think Nim was actually going to do renovations. That would be highly unusual to do in someone else's place.
Oh, perhaps I'm not used to your dry wit. But yes, of course, who would just, for their own convenience, renovate an inn that they're going to stay in for perhaps a night?
Yeah.
And it's a little bit past dinner time now, but we're still fully serving. And we have a nice sort of a vegetable goulash for tonight, and several wines to choose from. We have a good selection of sweet wines, if you like, and a couple of dry reds, and one particularly good fruity white, if that's something that you're interested in. And you could set your bags upstairs if you wanted to.
Sure.
Yes, please.
I love a good fruity white, especially if he's got a great smile.
I don't understand what you're saying, but I enjoy your smile. I love it. Well, why don't you all, do you guys want to go upstairs and put things away first, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, kind of. Gidget doesn't actually lay anything out. Like, she may put her bedroll and stuff there, but all of her other stuff she keeps on her at all times, including the umbrella strapped to her back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll keep put my main stuff away, and then my adventuring type stuff keep on me.
I definitely want to check out the primo bed.
Is Nim okay? So Nim's staying at a side, the room next to Gidget and I.
Sure.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to send you guys a map. Share file.
I will not be able to see it.
Can you open up Twitch, Sam, or no?
Nope.
Can't open
Not
up.
on my phone, and because of the fact that I'm doing this through my phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, map number 2.
Follow me, Sam. I know where we're going.
Yay!
Just kidding.
Well, you're doing that.
I was gonna show it to you if I could. It's hard because that's exactly okay. So any one of the ones that says 3, those are guest rooms, and they have 2. Like the smallest one on the left-hand side, nearest to the like above the stairs, that one has 1 bedroom. The rest, and the one above that has 1 bed, and then the others have 2 beds in them.
Okay. I guess the 2 3s that are together.
Sure.
I mean, they're all
So
together.
there, when you're looking at the map, could we do the 2 3s that are at the top
Left.
right?
Top right. Okay. Yeah.
Not me.
And I'll take the smaller of the 2 for obvious reasons,
Okay.
because the corner room will give you and Gidget like your own space.
Yeah. You really just need like a mantle.
Mm-hmm.
I just assume that I go like this on the mantle and I stand.
We really need to have Gidget make you like a standing sleeping thing that you can carry with you.
Tabletop sleeper.
Mm-hmm. With a memory foam pad on it.
It does, however, take me a little bit of time to make things, so it would have to be during like a rest or something.
Sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe future adventures.
Yes. All right. So, and then we head back down to get some vegetable stew or something. Vegetable
Goulash.
Vegetable goulash,
Vegetable goulash, and
also known as ratatouille.
Alrighty.
And there's some nice salty brown bread that goes with it. And you are served by a younger woman. She has red hair and a bunch of freckles and little golden spectacles. And she serves you food, and she seems quite attentive. And when you guys are all set up, she's kind of pauses, holding her tray next to you, like, and what brings you to Anamdael?
We were asked to try to find somebody who had traveled this way but hasn't made it back to their home. So that's why we were traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this seems to be like a really sweet little town.
Oh, it's very lovely. Yes, we never have any problems, and around the sort of neighboring village, we're known for being just remarkably peaceful around here. We don't seem to have the same sort of problems that other towns have, like public drunkenness or disputes over land or anything like that. It's a very sweet town.
Shitheads.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, too many.
No shitheads.
Oh, well, if they come into town, then yes. There is one gentleman that would probably be best described as such, but I don't think he'll be here for much longer.
Do you know where he is now?
He's likely in his room. I don't think he travels too far around.
Human guy? Brown hair?
Yes, constantly has a scar, constantly drunk.
Well, you know what? I did not know about the alcohol problem, but
That's just rude.
that's
Which room is he in?
I don't think I'll tell you that.
Well, we might be the
Come
ones that are
on.
supposed to bring him home. We could take him off your hands, if you know what I mean.
I still think it would maybe be better if I told him you were here than me telling you where he is. Confidentiality, privacy. We do try to respect our guests.
All right. Could you tell him to come down and meet us here at the table, maybe?
Yeah, maybe a little persuasion.
Okay. Go for it. Persuade Milsey.
Milky. I have a cat now in my lap, by the way. It's Dormy.
Persuasion, 4 + 6, 10.
Um,
I know.
It's a fantastic room.
It's not a great role, but she seemed like she didn't have a problem at least talking to him anyway. Nim just sort of like smiles and shows their perfect but slightly sharp teeth, and allows the firelight to glint off their skin, and it. It's tight and it's beautiful, and so Milsey's like, I'll need to check on my other tables just real quick, and then I'll see if he's up and about. And she'll go off, and you see that she is talking to. She talks to different people. She goes to the kitchen. She brings out some baskets of bread. She fills up wine bottle. She brings new wine bottles out. You also see that she stops behind the bar where Lunelli is, and you notice that she sort of murmurs something to her and nods her head up. And a human man with graying chestnut hair pulls into a ponytail, asks her some question, and she responds, and they have a small conversation, and then she heads upstairs.
Gidget, do you think Rintok could check to see what room he's in?
Stealthily.
I could try. He actually has proficiency in stealth, so.
In what? I'm sorry. Oh, stealth?
Yeah, Brintok actually has the proficiency in stealth.
I just think it might be a good idea to maybe know what room, in case this goes sideways or in case they're lying to us. We at least know what room he's supposed to be in.
Yeah. I probably have Brintok like flying around, so everybody's kind of used to seeing this weird bird fly around. But I'll have him like kind of fly up and be a little stealthy. Cool. 22.
Oh.
22. Can you guys still hear me? I think that we're having more network connectivity problems, but Evan and Devin, you guys can hear us at least?
I can hear you.
Yep.
Okay,
You go a little robot-y every once in a while, but it's not bad.
All right, as long as you can still hear me. So Rentok just flits off, begins darting in and out of shadows and the chandeliers, and you guys quickly lose sight of him, except for Gidget, who can kind of sense what he senses. And he circles around behind this red-haired woman who goes up the stairs. She crosses diagonally towards the left-hand side to the room that is labeled on the map as number 1. and she sort of tentatively knocks on it, and it's a small, just a very small, but almost instantly there is a gruff voice that goes, What? Who's there? And she's like, Mr. Grosk, there are people downstairs, who say they're looking for you. Who is it? Was it sent by the creatures in my dreams? I doubt it. What do they want? I didn't get a clear idea. I think they're just looking for you. They didn't seem bad. He's like, perhaps they will be the ones that will save me. You can be gone! And the door flings open, and there is a disheveled-looking man with thick eyebrows, his hair wild and partially pulled out of a short ponytail. His eyes are just bloodshot. He looks shaky, and he immediately pushes past her hard enough that he kind of slams her against the wall, and then strides downstairs. And he starts shouting as he goes, "Who's there? Who's there for Brogogrodsk? Have you come to finish me off?" and in a few seconds, you see this man shouting at you.
All right. Well, just hi there, Braggle.
Yes, horse person.
Right. Well, mule technically.
Mule.
Oh, thanks there. It's the first time you got it.
Are you here to save me, or are you here to kill me? I just need to know. I need to know what's happening. It's the not knowing that is the problem.
Well, we're not here to kill you, no, sir. That no.
Well, that depends.
Why do you want to have a seat with us?
What? What are you saying? You're talking very small, like a small creature that can't talk.
Well, she is rather small, so
I am a small creature. I can talk just fine.
Well, now you're
Would
talking.
you like to have a seat?
What? What?
It would help if you wouldn't
maybe
scream.
hard of hearing.
What do you even say? I need to know. Is it a yes or a no? Are you here to save me, or are you here to kill? If you're here to save me, I will give you all the money I have. If you can do something about these dreams and these damnable creatures.
Sir,
What? What is it?
perhaps you'll want to sit down.
I don't need to sit. Sitting is what causes problems. You have to be alert. You have to be aware.
We are here to save you. Have a seat.
I'm here. What? How will you save me? What will you do? Do you even know what
Okay.
I've been afflicted by?
Lynne is going to prestidigitate his voice and say, "Sit down."
Okay. You can try to intimidate him.
Okay,
But
let's do this shit.
you do it at disadvantage.
Okay.
He's pretty freaked out.
So a 19 and a 14 plus intimidation 6, so a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, so either one of those is good enough that it kind of booms, and he sort of just collapses on a chair, breathing heavily, and you also notice that was very loud, and everyone has once again gone quiet.
Sorry, folks. Not you guys.
What's everyone?
Lynne takes a glass of wine and sits it in front of him.
What's the highest passive perception among you guys?
12.
I think 12 is the highest passive perception.
All right, yeah, that's what you got. It's a 12. Nothing's happening. It's cool. And you put the wine in front of him, and he actually just like flings it back, and it shatters on the floor, and wine sort of splays across you. And he says, "No, I have to keep my senses as sharp as possible."
Would you like some bread?
taste of wine, but all right.
I don't know if I want anything in this town.
So why are you still in this
I
town?
can't leave. If I
Why?
leave, it'll get me on the road.
What will get you?
The woman in my dreams.
What does she look like?
He goes to respond, and two heavy hands slam down on either side of Brogel's shoulders. And you see one is Lunelli, the innkeeper, and the other is that man with the graying chestnut-colored hair. And they're both kind of like smiling in a strained way. And the man leans down and looks at Brogel and says, "You shouldn't bother these nice people, Brogel. It's not their fault that you're drunk." And he says, "I'm not drunk. I've never been more sober in my life." And Lunelli, still kind of clutching his shoulder, looks at you guys and just says, "I'm so sorry about him. He's just been in a state. I think he's waiting for someone. He won't leave. I'm terribly sorry." And
Can I do an insight check on Brogel and see if he's actually drunk?
yeah, sure.
16.
No, he seems sober. He seems stone cold sober.
I'd like to do an insight check on those other two.
Lunelli and the man.
Natural 20!
All right. So
that's a 22. Oh, goody.
So a natural 20. You get the impression that the two of them know he's not drunk and are attempting to convince you that he is.
Because Gidget is more curious to see where this goes, she's going to play along and be like, "Oh, well, I mean, we had been told to try to find somebody that fit his description. Maybe he's not the right one that we were talking about."
And he goes, "No, I'm Brogel Gronsk. I am in the service of Lord Valender Odami, and I am here to kill a witch." And the man goes, "Brogel, if you don't stop harassing these people, I'm going to have to lock you in your room." And Lunelli says, I'm so sorry about this. Can I get you all anything? I'm sure, I didn't remember his fucking name. I'm sure Hal, he's the constable. I'm sure Hal, will take care of Brogel for you all.
Oh, it's
He holds
okay.
up a long clawed finger and said, "We asked to be bothered. I think we're okay."
Are you completely sure he's just? I'm not really sure what to do with him. We don't want to just throw him out in the street, but if he's going to harass people, he shouldn't just be allowed to be free.
Oh, no, it's all right. We can take care of him.
Would it be easier if we went to our rooms so that he wasn't out and about?
Can't have him scaring the children.
Oh no, and there are actually children in here. It looks like there's families that are eating and friends that are convening. It kind of looks like it's a local hangout place. And Lunelli glances over at Hal, and they sort of look at each other. And the constable says, "If you go off with him, I can't be held responsible if he does anything to you. I'd rather just keep that from you." And Lunelli says, "You could also meet in the sitting room upstairs. It's a little bit more public in case you're concerned about him."
Oh, it's okay. We got 3 of us against 1 of him. And he's not looking too good.
I agree. Okay. I can have Milsey bring your food up to you wherever it is that you wish to be. And Hal just sort of claps his hand down on Brogel and says, "You hear that? These people are willing to meet with you. Treat them well." And Brogel just like shakes them off in that drunken way you do when people are holding you down and you don't want to be touched. And he's just like, "Just get off me. If you're not going to help me, then you shouldn't at least be complicit in my murder, Constable." And he's like, all right, just calm down, man. He's just like, I'll be calm when my life isn't in danger. All right, fair enough. And they'll both Lunelli and Hal will step back and allow you to go. And Milsey kind of appears and she has a large tray and she's like, and you wanted to finish your food upstairs?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, upstairs. Mm-hmm. In the room Gidget and I are sharing. How about that? It's the bigger room.
Yeah.
I'm taking white, fruity, and sweet with me.
Of course, and if and Lunelli says, of course, if you need another bottle, just send word down. There's bells in the room, and if you ring for it, we can help you.
Right then.
All right, and so you guys are taken upstairs. Their room does have a small table. It's really only meant for 2 people, so there's just kind of like 2 chairs there. But Brogel isn't sitting anyway. And kind of like the second Milsey sets down your food, he immediately like grabs her by the shoulder, spins around, and shoves her out the room, and like closes the door and locks it, and just says, It's good that we're here. It's good that we're not around prying. Everyone in this village is in on the plot to murder me."
Okay.
So you said they're murdering, or they're trying to murder you because you're trying to kill their witch?
Yes, that's what Lord Adami told me to come to this town. He told me to kill the witch that's in the woods, and that's what I was meant to do. And when I saw, I don't know if she's still there, that crazy old woman by the bridge underneath a tree, and she has minions with her. I thought that was her. I knew it was her. Why else would she be there monitoring people? And I went to strike her down. And before I could even do that, something that I couldn't see struck me and whispered in my ear that their mistress will find me. And I shrugged it off. I shrugged it off, and I told the old woman that I would be back. She was running off into the woods, and when I came into town, everyone was so cold. I think they all knew somehow. I think they were all in on it, and that's when the nightmare started. And I haven't been able to sleep since. I do feel like I'm going mad, but I know that I'm the only sane person in this town.
So you thought she was a witch?
What else would she be? She had familiars. She was demanding money from people, casting some sort of spell over that tub. She can't be trusted. And if not,
you always been this paranoid?
I'm not paranoid, and I think if you hadn't slept in almost 10 days, you would also just be a little bit rattled. But I am clear and understand. And old women cackling by the roadside, trying to get illicit deals from people. What else is that but a witch?
Could have been an old beggar woman.
Right.
I mean, she was doing laundry by a river.
What? While all of this is happening, Gidget's going to go over in the corner, open up the umbrella, stick it in like a pouch, and start casting ritually detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Via the umbrella.
Okay.
That way this is happening while this conversation is happening.
Mm-hmm. You start, drawing your circles and runes on the floor, and Brogel points at you! Do you have a witch in your midst?
No.
I don't think I have a midst.
Midst is the amongst.
I don't know which.
I have amongst.
There's a difference.
What? What was that saying?
I said, I'm not a witch. I'm an artificer. There's a difference. Duh.
Right now, it doesn't seem like it.
Oh no, it's different.
Witches have to work at it.
Witches have to what?
Work at it.
And she appears to be working something.
Not
I am trying to make sure that nobody is listening in on our conversation.
Also, so tell me, Brattle, why did O'Danny?
Are you deceiving me, Sam?
No, that's actually the truth.
That's what you're doing with the tech magic?
Yeah, I wanted to see if there's any magic in or around the room. Also, if there's any magic on him. But that was the main focus, is to see if there's anything on the room specifically.
Can you give me a charisma check?
A dirty 1.
Oh.
I rolled a 2.
He clearly doesn't believe you, and he kind of turns his back and like grips Nim and Jobert very tightly and says, "You are walking with a dangerous individual."
And Nim grabs his hand, crushes it a little, and said, "If you don't settle down, I will show you a dangerous individual."
He's just like, I thought you were here to save me. What are you doing with her?
Well, she was also commissioned to come and save you, so that's what we're doing with her.
Commissioned by who?
Lord O'Danny.
Do you have any proof of this? For all I know, this could be a crazy plot by all these villagers.
Why would they go through the trouble of finding 3 random strangers? Why wouldn't they just kill you?
Because they're torturing me. Them and their witch trying to punish me for who knows what.
With 3 random
Kill
strangers?
the old lady.
I tried to kill a witch. There's nothing wrong with that.
Says who?
Says law and justice and goodness.
I don't know. Unprovoked attack.
Are you religious?
I am someone that believes that evil should be snuffed out.
What does evil mean to you?
Evil is evil. Every good-hearted, law-abiding individual can feel it.
Are magic users evil?
No, but some of them are. And then he cast a glance back over at Gidget.
Gidget's not evil.
And how do you? Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's not doing what she said she's doing.
Yeah, she's all right. Don't you worry about that. So tell us more about what you were sent here. Did you kill a witch? Did Lord O'Danny tell you why you were sent here to kill a witch?
He did not, and I didn't bother asking. He is my lord, and I am to do what he bids.
So just kill a witch. Any witch, not any specific witch.
I can't imagine there's too many witches around here, which is why. And he looks back over at Gidget.
She's concentrating on her spell while twirling the umbrella.
It's pretty cute.
I bet there's more witches around here than you think.
Then it's a good thing you have come. It will take more than one person to kill them all.
Oh, we were just trying to get you back home safely. We weren't actually tasked with killing the witch.
I don't know. I can't I will be killed on the road. I know it. I have seen my death, and the witch, she comes for me at night. And if you just watch over me tonight, if you just watch over me, you will see her. You will see her attack me. I can't. No one else will watch over me, and I don't think I trust them at this point.
Okay, well then we'll watch over you tonight, and then tomorrow you head on back. Yeah, sound good?
If you've slain the witch, then yes.
No, I mean,
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens in the night. We'll see how.
She'll come for me if she's not dead.
See how things go.
I see what you're playing at. And he goes to the door and unlocks it and throws it open, and you can hear him stomp across the hallway, and you can hear him unlock a door and throw it open, and you can hear him like angrily and loudly muttering to himself something about, I know what they want, I know what they're after, should have given them this in the first place. And he'll be gone for a few minutes. And in that time, the ritual would have ended. And, detect magic.
I should be able to see if there's any spells and what school of magic they are. Not that I can tell what spell it is, but what type of magic is in the room. Is it?
Let's see. Let's see if there's...
Hey, remember that time? Oh, sorry. Remember that time I said that I cast prestidigitation? I meant thaumaturgy. My bad.
Oh yeah, I figured it was
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I don't know why I had the prestidigitation in my head, but my brain knew what I meant.
Spells.
I think I might have to break up a cat fight.
Oh, go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've just been letting mine go on.
You gotta let cats be cats.
Okay.
Bless you. Okay. What's the distance? Within 30 feet?
Yes.
And you would have been casting it when Brokel was still in the room. So, you're not getting any specific magic like on you guys or in the room or on the inn itself. But when Brokel was in the room, you got, I've already forgotten what it was, sorry. You got the feeling that near him, almost like on top of him, like this had touched him fairly recently, there were conjuration and transmutation spells. Not acted upon him, but acted near him.
I know where his room is because of Top, right?
Yes.
I want to, not necessarily stealthily, because I think it's supposed to travel with me, right? If I cast it on myself.
What are you casting?
No, if I cast Detect Magic on myself. Like, it's supposed to go within 30 feet of me if I move for 10 minutes.
Bless you. Yes. It's within 30 feet of you, so it'll travel with you.
Okay, cool. I want to walk over
You've died.
to Rentop. I want to walk over to Brokel's room.
Okay.
And just see if I can see anything, like if I'm looking through the door, like if I can see anything. Because I think you said he was looking for something that he was going to do. He was going to bring back over.
Yes. So you walk over, and as you get closer, you hear things being moved about, and then you hear the sound of like little bags full of coins being tossed, just like chunk, 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 chunk. And when you walk in, you see that Brogel is going around the room. His room looks like it's in an estate. There's like half-eaten dinners and breakfasts around the room, and there's like all of his stuff is strewn about, and he's like gotten like some twigs and like put them upright around his bed like little stakes, and it kind of does look like the room of a madman. And he's going around in his room to underneath the bed, behind the behind the nightstands, in the closet, and taking little bags of coins and throwing them on the table into a sizable pile. As he mutters, "This is what you want. That's all they ever want."
Can I see if those spells are on the room itself that they cast near him?
Both of the spells feel like they landed on the bed.
Got it. Cool. If he hasn't noticed me yet, I'm going to turn around and walk back.
Yeah, he's very busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Gidget fill us in on all this? Back in our room?
Yeah, I'm going to fill you in on everything and be like, there's definitely something, like, being done, but I'm not sure if it's them just trying to protect themselves, if he's here to kill the witch. It might be better if I'm not here when he comes back. You might get better reactions.
All right. So, couldn't we invite him? And did she mention about the bed being the thing that got the spell on it?
I told you guys everything.
Yeah. Could we invite him to stay in this room then?
Well, what I was thinking is if you guys want to continue trying to talk with him to get more information, I will go downstairs. And
Or you could go to my room, so that way you're not sitting. I mean, it's up to you, but
I think I'd rather try sitting downstairs and see if I can get any information.
Okay. All right. Then we will talk to him in our room. Try to get him to stay here for the night.
Yeah. And that way I can maybe see if I can figure something out. And if I need to stay in a different room, I'll talk with the innkeeper.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. And as you're heading out, you sort of pass him, and he bumps you and just like sort of like like sneers at you. And he has in his arms several bags of coins, and he just like dumps them all out on the table, and he says, "There, 1,000 gold to watch me and to kill the witch when she attacks me."
Right. So, Graggle, what we were thinking was you could stay in here, in our room. Maybe they won't know you're in our room. And we'll watch over you. Protect you.
But no, she'll know that something's up and she won't want to come to me. We have to do it in my room. And then she'll think, oh, nothing's happening. And I can just attack poor Broggle again. And you'll be there, watching, waiting, ready to stab her through her heart.
So we'll go ahead and take the 1,000 gold pieces. You sleep in this bed. We will go to the room next door and listen for the kerfuffle.
We have to be in my room. That's where she knows I'll be. We have to let her think that we're not on to her.
But you might have changed rooms. I'm not sure that's how that works.
Why would I change rooms? She's crafty. She won't attack me tonight, and then she'll wait until you leave, and when you leave, she will strike.
Well, if we leave, when we leave, you're going with us.
She'll be dead by then, and it won't matter.
So I'm gonna just turn to Nim. He seems a little Rough.
Yeah,
For where? Should we just go with him and watch him sleep?
in his own room.
Man.
So,
Thing is, I think if the bed was, bespelled, then we gotta get him out of that bed, right?
yeah. Are we going to be able to tell whether or not? I mean, if the spell on the bed only affects him when he's dreaming, how are we supposed to know?
Exactly.
Oh, I've got a plan. When he starts to dream, you will, or whatever, have the reaction or whatever. If it's actually the bed that's causing the issue, you'll grab him off the bed and I'll set the bed on fire.
Well, I don't want to cause damage to the inn, though. Why don't I just grab him, drag him out of there, dump him in our room?
What if I just cast a little fire?
See, I feel like little fires turn into big fires, my friend.
You're right.
Just for the sake of...
Well, I'll just cast Ray of Frost on it. I mean, that would damage it too.
Yeah. Probably don't want to
Yeah.
damage the bed. Probably just want to scoop them up and take them out of there. How about that? You help me get them into this room. Well, once you start...
What would that do for us, though? Like, we know that a spell was cast on the bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I would pay for the bed if it was damaged.
All right, then.
But Broggle, we're going to take this 1,000 from you because you insisted, and we will watch you sleep and figure this out.
Good. That's all. And then you will see what's happening. Because I know someone visits me at night. I've seen things shifted in my room in the morning, and I've seen terrible things in my dreams.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jobert, just so you know, we'll split the grand later, like the three of us. Okay, go to bed.
All right.
We're just like...
Okay. He'll be like, oh, he looks at it, he's like, oh, it's dark. Okay. The witches are about at night. Yes, I can do that. And he'll go to his room and he keeps like looking after you to make sure you're following.
We're here.
And what would Gidget like to do?
Gidget is going to walk down to the main dining room again, and she's going to take Rintok with her. And I'd like to I'd like to see if they'll let me, if there's still people at the bar. Like if I can go to one of like the corner tables or if there's a booth and kind of sit down, order maybe like a thing of wine and kind of work quietly at the table on my new Tinker project, which is odd looking, but I'm going to be proud of it. And just see if I can listen and hear anything interesting and have Rintok do like just perceive anything around us.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay, so for me it was 12. For Rintok it was 16.
You listen, and you do hear like some conversation about disparagingly that crazy man. I'm glad when he's going to leave us, and also like conversation about the day and what people did, families talking, but the conversation is quickly shifting to more mundane topics. When you first come down, there is still like a little bit of scatter talk about how he's a nuisance. he's always drunk, he's always disturbing. It's like, why even come to the inn for dinner? And someone's like, well, they have just like, I really love their bread recipe. And I'm like, oh yeah, Lunelli knows what she's doing. And someone's like, I really like it when they have the gluten-free days, because I feel like it's helping me be a little bit like more healthier. And then they talk about like health and diet and things like that, and it gets off topic. So you don't really hear anything of particular interest. And Milsey will come by and ask if you want anything to drink, and also let you know that they made some like apple pies and some blueberry pies if you'd like something, and they also have some coffee and tea too if you want that.
Yeah, some coffee would be great, and like if they have a pastry of some sort, to continue while I'm working on the new Tinker, and just be like asking like how long, and if I can't ask her, be like, would you be able to tell me how long he's been here? Like, I'm so confused on why he's so aggressive.
Milsey will kind of grimace at you. Milsey will kind of like grimace at you and just be like, I think today's been the ninth. Tonight will be his ninth night here in the town, and I think it's lack of sleep and I guess over drinking. I don't understand. He refuses to leave. I think he thinks he needs to do something, but he just keeps complaining, and it would just be really nice if he left. I think everyone around here will be happy to see him go.
You're pretty tight in the community here, aren't you?
Yes, we know. I mean, we're small. We know everyone. Most of us have grown up around each other, and we help each other. And you grow close when you help each other. So.
Yeah. That's really admirable. Would I be able to ask anybody any questions about the history of the town? I gather lore and I gather information, and I like to talk with people about like what they the histories of their towns and stuff. And I wasn't sure if you knew of anybody I could talk to about that.
I would probably be the best informed. I'm sort of an amateur historian, I think. I like to write stories down and dig into our history and things like that. Yeah, you could ask me anything you wanted.
Okay. When we were coming into town and we talked with the old lady Hazel.
Yeah.
Yeah. She mentioned
did she give you that? And she points at the thing around your neck.
Yeah, she did.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, she gave us she gave myself and another one of my companions the Mother's Blessing, and I wasn't sure. I had never heard of that before, and I wasn't sure where it came from. I'm aware that some towns have like small, like deities or something like that, and I wasn't sure if that's the case here.
Well, Mother isn't a deity, but she does protect us. She's been around since the town was founded. And really, if you have the Mother's Blessing, you have nothing to fear around Anamdael. And as far as her influence goes, which is essentially Anamdael.
Is she is she a magical being?
She confers blessings on us, so I would say so, yes.
Okay. Is there any sorry.
mean, as you can see, we don't have too many guests anymore. And people would have started trickling out as night truly fell. First the families, and then some of the farm hands, and people had to get up early, and just kind of like you, Milsey, Lunelli, and Hal are there.
Mhm. Would it be possible for us to help that gentleman out of town? To get him out of your hair?
If you can get him out of town, that would be great.
Okay. Because I feel like that would probably help a lot of people and kind of make everything easier for everybody.
I would say so.
Have you heard of anything from this? And I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but that lord that hired us.
Belinda Ordami?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you tell me anything about him? Because he seems a little weird.
She's like, no, I'm afraid I don't know anything about him. Does he own like a manor nearby?
He's in the he is over in it's Stagmore, right?
Stagmore, yeah.
Yeah. He's over in Stagmore, and I just got he was the one that asked us to maybe try to help get him back, but I felt like there was something that he wasn't telling us, and I wasn't sure if maybe you guys knew of something about Stagmeyer or what he was doing, if anything had trickled down to this town.
All I really know is that Stagmore is a large town. I've heard they're growing, and travelers say that it's becoming a very comfortable place to live and to do business. But people also say that they don't necessarily feel comfortable there. They're used to living rurally like we are, and so they always seem to really appreciate when they get to come to a place like Anamdael, especially because it's so peaceful and it's just a nice place to be.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. Is it okay if I work a little bit longer down here?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. And in time, Hal will leave, and Lunelli will tell you that you're welcome to stay down here, but she needs to head to bed. And so kitchen and bar services are now closed. And the fire begins to dim. Did you want to spend any of the night upstairs with Brogel?
With us and Brogel.
What I might do is I might send Rentalk up. Well, no, I'm going to send Rentalk out into the night and see if he can do any surveillance for me while I may fall asleep working at the booth.
Okay.
While I'm making little claws that look like chicken claws.
Okay. So the night begins to wear on. You get more and more tired and eventually nod off. Meanwhile, Brogel spent a great deal of time rearranging the stakes around, telling you that it hasn't done any good, but maybe tonight is the night. And they're all like pointed in towards and they're pointed out as though like something might come towards him and get him. And it looks like he's already damaged the bed. Like he's cut holes into the mattress to shove these sticks into so they stick out. So he's already damaged the bed. And it takes him quite a long time, and he gets fidgety. And he keeps a sword with him and a dagger. He kind of just like absently like fingers the dagger, muttering to himself. But as time passes, he manages to sort of get more and more sleepy, and fall into sleep. And after a while, you start to suspect that like his fears are totally unfounded. He is sleeping just deeply and calmly, and he doesn't appear to be to even be having like a restless night. And it's approaching midnight. And then suddenly he just begins to thrash wildly in his sleep, and he looks like he's terrified. His whole face scrunches up. He just starts like batting out, and like the dagger falls from his hands as he does so, and he's just like moving around terribly.
That's our cue, Jobert.
All right, I'm gonna try to, carefully avoiding the stakes he's placed, scoop him up. 'Cause I'm big and strong.
Okay. It's an awkward maneuver to get him because he is just thrashing around, and there's all these stakes pointed at you to get on.
We don't notice anybody in the room. I mean, okay.
Yep. Can you actually give me essentially a grapple check to make sure you can grab him without problem? Yeah.
15.
15. Okay, yeah. You manage to sort of like arrest his movement, and even if you pull him out, he still seems to like cry out. You get him away from the bed. He's still thrashing. One of his hands knocks against the wall as you pull him towards you.
Sorry, guys. That thing fell. And now you see my pajama pants.
Good.
So has Jobert cleared Brogel from the bed?
Yep.
Yeah, I got him. I got him in my arms. Maybe I'm gonna heft him over my shoulder like a pile of potatoes.
Okay, yeah. What is Nim doing as this is happening?
Shaking their head.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nim, should we get him into our room?
Yeah, let's do it. I think it's all in his head, so let's.
All right. You say that, and you begin to pull him out of the room and into the hallway, and suddenly, Nim, you feel this sharp sting against the side of your head, and you take 5 points of piercing damage. Can I get a Constitution saving throw?
I guess. 19.
Okay, yeah, you take 5 points of poison damage, but what you can see is, and then you become aware of something flapping almost in your hair, and Jobert, when you look back, you see a small, dark red imp, its tail impaled into Nim's neck, and it takes it out, and it says, and it pulls away from Nim, and it says in common to them, I'm sorry, not in common, and it says in infernal to them, "You should be nicer to old ladies!"
An imp?
A little imp. And as it...
But I don't understand it.
You don't understand this infernal language. Only Nim can, I think.
I do.
And that is where we will stop for the night. All right. So when we start up next time, which is the 25th, in 2 weeks, we will jump right in with this. There will be initiatives being rolled. And so there's that.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! And Gidget is nowhere to be found.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
She'll be able to hear us if we holler, I'm sure.
We'll see.
I do have Rentalk just like flying around.
Flying around.
Rentalk has not noticed anything on the outside of the inn at all.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So that is our game tonight. You guys are embroiled in something now. And I just wanted to give all of us a chance to end the night early because we all have jobs and things to do. So I hope that you enjoyed our game. My name is Cindy. I'm Babble Drabble on Twitter, and I've been the DM. And I'll let everyone say goodnight and plug anything that they're working on or say anything they want to say. I don't mind. And we'll start with Sam.
I've been Gidget, and I enjoy this really silly intrigue. I have no idea what's going to happen.
All right, and you are Pot Sassy on Twitter.
Pot_sassy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then Devin.
Hello, I'm Devin. I have been Jobert, and yes, I too would like to know what's going on. I really, really hope it's not what I think it might be, but we'll find out. I think it's hilarious that an imp showed up. I don't have much of an online presence, so nothing to plug.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, just work. Hooray!
Yay! And then Evan.
I'm Evan Copeland. I'm alphabet_Evan on Twitter. I got imped tonight, so I'm excited to at least, hit it a little bit with my hard hook. I'm really intrigued where this is going.
Yay! Okay. Well, hopefully, I think it's a really cool story, and it's probably my favorite one-shot from the Uncaged Anthology Volume 1 that I've read so far. I really like it. And then the person that made it, Lynne Meyer, I follow her on Twitter, and she's super cool and nice and works really hard, and is awesome. So if you don't follow Lynne, I think _M_Meyer, she is awesome, and I recommend it. And I am working on the RPG Writer Workshop, so I am in that hashtag, posting like my outlines and my mind maps and complaining about things, because that's what I do. So if you want to see me there and see what I'm doing, feel free. It's really cool. But thank you for stopping by, even when we had our technical difficulties, and letting us do a shorter night tonight. I really appreciate, just anyone watching, and I think that's very cool. So thank you, and have a good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. So, bye-bye.